Hey everybody, Mike Mully here for Next Level Music Nerd. I'm so excited. I haven't done one of these in a while. It's been a real challenge the last 8 months, going on a year. Having my life be in total limbo and all kinds of crazy, awful things happening. Lots of good things too. But we're here to talk about music and a few other things. So earlier yesterday, I went through some old cassette tapes. And I just wanted to see what I had and what was playable. And a lot of my old metal cassettes are like 35 years old, 30 years old. So I went through them. I found some ones that are playable, some ones that may be offering for sale. Not sure what I'm going to do with them just yet. And I found this. And you can't see what it is, but it's a cassette of a band called Shank 456. And they were guys, friends of friends, from Syracuse, New York. I think their original name was Creeper. I'm not sure. All I know is I dug this up and I just loved this back in the day. It's sort of, I don't know, power metal or groove metal. If you like prong, if you like, the heavier, I don't want to say funky, but definitely a little more beat to it, metal. Go dig this up. You can buy this really cheap on CD. It was never released on vinyl. Who's responsible at Roadrunner Records? This needs to be reissued. This is a great album, and it's by Shank 456. It's called The Big Payback, and it's full of this really macho, aggressive, downbeat sort of metal. Really great stuff, and wanted to share that with you. Another thing that while I was doing that, I thought of, if I'm going to do 5 things, that's the name of this video. It's called 5 Things. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. This is a reissue of the Laughing Hyenas album, You Can't Pray or Lie, originally released in 1989. And just like one of the best bands in the United States ever. I hate to say it like that, but when you think of the 60s and the 70s, you might think of the Doors or the MC5. Well, this was the next generation of that scene, I guess, that continuation of that just like over the top, amazing music. The singer's name is John Brennan. He was in a band, Negative Approach. He's got a very unique voice and vocal approach, and one of the best bands to ever come out of America. They were only active from 85 to 95. They put out several albums, not a lot. John still does perform and play in a band called Easy Action. So that's number 2. Number 3 was a new discovery for me, was this band called OCs, or The OCs. And I cannot say enough good stuff about this band. This band's been around in one form or another since 1997, and I love everything this band does. They have already, there's like 19 albums I think they've released, maybe 20 at the time, by the time this airs. And it's this sort of, it's just, they're a rock band. They're not pigeonholed into a genre of any sort. They just play music. It's kind of hard to explain because so much of the music we listen to is genre driven. It's like, that's a hardcore band, or that's a synth pop band, or that's, the label. And these guys really play music, and it's interesting and it's new. And Lord knows, people, a lot of guys my age, we get listening to the same shit over and over again, and it's like, it is so nice to go out and discover some new music. So this, I can't recommend this band OCs enough. That's number 3. Now, number 4, goodness, this is an 8-track, and it still plays, and it's by the Long Island band, the Good Rats, and it's signed by their lead singer, rest in peace, Pepe Marcello. I got this signed in person in Rochester. Actually, the last time I got to see them, sometime in the 2000s, I can't remember. They were another rock band with great songs that no one ever heard of. This is one of their best records. It's a little, not so PC. There's a couple songs on here that would maybe get them in trouble these days, but a great band. This is called From Rats to Riches, and it was released in 1978. This band actually goes back to the late 60s. I think 69 was their first album, and they played around the bars in Long Island, and they would pack them in, and they got famous in Long Island, and they would, fortunately, they reached into Rochester a little bit, and that was sort of my home base for a little while. and we just saw them early on, and it was just like a fun rock band. They do perform now. I believe Peg Marcello's son is doing vocals, so if you want to hear the music of the Good Rats, it's still possible. So that's great that they're keeping his legacy going. I just love the Good Rats, and this 8-track was just, I wanted to find as many formats as I could. So that's number 4. Number 5 is a book. You guys remember books, right? This was a book that I don't even know where I got it. It's a Harry Callahan photography book. Harry Callahan was a photographer, had his first show, I believe, in Chicago in 1951. So he was there in the beginning when photography, some of the best street photographers started to appear on the scene. He did early work in color that, is just beautiful. I can show you a few things in the book. This is one of my favorites. This is street photography from Providence, 1968. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but as I'm recommending things, I thought this book was so amazing and so important to me as I look at it now and just see the style of how he shot. Harry Callahan's a wonderful photographer. He did some early work with double exposures and some technique like that that's really interesting and very much ahead of its time. So that's my 5 things. I'm going to do some more videos. In the future, we're going to be having guests, so if you'd like to be a guest, please reach out and say hi. Hopefully, we're getting towards the end of this, my friends, and we'll see you next time. Take care.